He's a Canadian comic book legend who's been in the industry for more than 3 decades. Todd McFarlane is getting ready to make history with his comic book anti-hero Spawn, and he joins me live in studio now. Todd, as a fan of yours for so long, it is an honor to have you here in our studio.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations, 300 issues, which ties the record for longest-running creator-owned comic on the planet.
Right. So it was done, coincidentally, it was done by another Canadian, right?
Really?
So we're talking about world record. The world record was set by a Canadian and going to get broke by another Canadian. So 301 will now break the existing record, so to be Canada, right? So I don't know what's happening to the rest of the world. Time for their populace to get on guard.
So this is 27 years of your life.
27 years from the time we started, yes.
So talk to me about what your ambitions were for Spawn when you published issue number 1.
Okay, so let's go real quickly. I created Spawn when I was going to high school in Calgary, right? Trying to teach myself how to break into the business. I eventually work for Marvel and DC, get to do Batman, Hulk, Spiderman sets me to the top of the charts. Yeah. And then we leave and we start our own company. Spawn comes out at number 1 27 years ago in 1992. And what my goal was, more than anything else, was could I create some ideas that would outlast me, right? I mean, there are examples, you know, Walt Disney's not here, but Mickey Mouse is. Yeah. I was good friends, had the pleasure to be around Stan Lee a lot. All those superheroes he helped co-create, they're all going, he isn't here, right? So my goal was, can I plant a couple creative children into the sort of world and hope that they keep living past my own life?
Well, we'll hopefully be a while until we test that.
I got 30, 40 more years. What are you talking about?
Well, let's take a look at the Spawn movie. It came out 22 years ago.
Yes, sir.
And ahead of its time for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
And you're getting ready for a revamp with a heck of a cast. Jamie Foxx, Jeremy Renner.
Right.
You're going to be directing.
Right.
What do you want to do?
We're going to shoot it here in Toronto.
Are you really?
Right now, the budget has us shooting in Toronto on top of it.
If you need anyone to play journalist number 3,
yeah,
I know how to do that. I did that in the Fantastic Four movie.
You know what? I don't have that, but I've got some drug addicts that I need to kill, so we can get you there too.
No, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. We can do that.
Yeah, no. What I want to do is I want to do like this low-budget, scary, dark R serious movie that's as far away from the PG-13 popcorn action movies that are out there right now. And that's the only way they were going to let me direct it as a first-time director. Because if I wrote a story that was going to be $100 million, they weren't going to let me get into the director's chair. So I had to basically do a horror show, if you will, right? So.
Now, one of the alternate issues for number 300 is a sort of play on the cover of an Amazing Spider-Man that you did.
Yes.
And listen, I got to tell you, like, I was a Batman guy growing up. A Death in the Family was the first comic book I ever bought. And then when I saw what you were doing with Spider-Man, I was drawn to it like a moth to a flame. It was amazing.
Here's the thing that's interesting. The whole time I did Spider-Man, and that issue you see up there, Amazing Spider-Man 300, that was the first time that Venom appeared.
Yeah.
That was basically, I created him as an accident. And visually, and so he ended up going to make $1 billion for Sony, so it was a happy accident for him. The thing that we did on those comic books there, besides having a spoof and having a little bit of fun there, was to just see if we could basically create a character. I wanted to create a character. I wanted to own it, right? Because we own it, right?
Yeah.
When we moved from Marvel and created our own company, Image Comics, that I'm the president of, there's Marvel, DC, and then Image. We do 70 books. My partner is the one who created The Walking Dead. We got 23 books in Hollywood that are in some kind of production. That we have a format that if you bring a book to us, you own it 100%. Yeah. We own nothing. Image Comic Books own nothing. We help you get it out there, and then good, bad, or indifferent, you as the creative person gets to control your life.
That's great.
My life was, I wanted to create a character, stay with it, and see if I could have some longevity going against these big giants, right? Whether it was Marvel or DC, who are owned by Disney and Warner Brothers, and just see if 27 years later, which we're still hanging around, and it will be the #1 selling book for that month, outranking some of the reboots of X-Men and Venom and Spider-Man. They got Spider-Man #1, and we're going to still outsell them 27 years later. It's doable. You can go against giants and still
It's a great message. I'm sure some people are going to be asking you about that at Fan Expo this weekend. It's the largest comic sci-fi event in the country.
Right.
Third largest in North America.
Correct.
Celebrating 24 years this weekend in Toronto. So what are you going to be giving fans?
Well, I mean, you go do the typical stuff. You go there, do the signings
Yeah.
and all those other things. They're going to do a couple panels. One's going to be talking about how you get to 300 issues. Spent 27 years. There's no short way. The other one's just going to be me giving my TED Talk. I call it my Todd Talk. I'm just saying to everybody that's in the stands, forget about comic books. Forget about sort of me, what's happening. If you can do it, if a Canadian little punk from Calgary can take on Hasbro, Mattel, and Lego, and now Disney and Warner Brothers and Marvel and DC, I can do it. Anybody can do it, and I'm going to tell you how it's done. You just have to have a certain personality, and you can go, and they're going to tell you don't, and they're going to tell you to stop the whole time, but I'm telling you it's doable, and I'm just another example that you read in the business section of small guys coming out of their garages taking on the giants, right?
Todd, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for sharing your story. Congratulations.
Oh, I appreciate it.
All the best.
All right.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.